Some people believe that they don't have something huge to share. But tonight, you're going to learn and get to know that it doesn't have to be something huge, something like a tragic that happened in your life, and now you know that you have a story to tell. So everybody here has a story to tell, and we are about to discover if we have a story and what kind of story they would like to tell to this world.
Our parents will go to work, or sometimes they come to Kigali to work. They will buy food. They will bring back home, but on the entrance of that area, they will be ambushed by people sent by government. So they will rob them, sometimes beat them, and our parents will come home without food. So that's how we went to bed hungry. So I had a hero in my life who inspired me the most. That is my mother. She would take us to bed, then give us bedtime story. That's, I guess that's where I get a storytelling.
What was I really doing? I was looking after the cattle. I was just in the community doing agriculture like other kids. And other kids in Zimbabwe would come and laugh at us, and they would sing a song like this. Mavudzi sengundu, chafa wakadero, usina kumbodzidza. Now this song sounds so nice, but it's not nice in the meaning that it has. This song actually means your hair looks like a witch. You will die like that without an education. Now these kids were never wrong, but they were victims of a system. To think that you need to be in class to learn. They thought that I was a school dropout, but I was a person that was dropping in the area of my purpose.
So never fear anyone. Don't let people tell you you are no one to take decisions for yourself. Each one of us here is an individual, and you have your dreams and you have your goals. Not your family, not your country. We all have different ways we work for our country. No one has to detect you. No one has to detect you what you wear, how you talk, how you speak, or how you live your life. You always have to look for uniqueness and authenticity.
I was born without a father. And my father, he was gone before I was born. And I was raised by a man who was not my father. And when he left, my mother also lost herself, and she left the home many days she couldn't be found. So at the age of 12, I was without parents. And I felt that it was my fault as a child. I felt like my father didn't want me, my mother didn't want me. And so I had this void inside of me that I was unlovable. I had this void that I just wanted to be accepted, I wanted to be loved. So I became like a chameleon.
You will never be a successful person until you have get a successor. Lesson number 1, niyo ngiyo. Ugomba kuba ufite ambition. Ufite ibyo ushaka kugeraho. Ugomba kumenya gutakinga risk. To take risk. You have to ugomba kugira courage cyangwa ubushake cyangwa umuhati.
RWANDA is an event management company. We organizes different corporate events. There is this time when I was sitting on, there is a table I have at home. After coming from my room, on that table, I think. So once in the morning, I was going to have a night shift. So I was on that table. I said, the name Julius maybe is not a big name, but with my least effort, what can I do? Maybe not to leave the word how I found it. He said, what are the most pressuring problems here we are facing in our communities? Of course, the problems are a lot, and of course, I can't work on each problem, but I can choose one problem and I focus on it because I can't do everything. I was like, I think it was last year when it was in February. So I said, okay, I have to work on depression, low self-esteem, the inferiority complex. I will not go into much of that. I don't mean that everyone here is going under depression, no. But you might go under inferiority complex. You say, I can't do this. I can't reach here. Who am I to be here? Who am I to be on this platform? Who am I? So every situation, everything you're passing through, there is someone who have passed in that. That is why you are here, to share stories.
I can say that this night was incredible. It was an incredible night. And I can just say this night is really innovational. I didn't see it anywhere else in Rwanda. This is really innovational one. And I really appreciate it because it is coming to just change our youth challenge, youth impacts. As you know, we are all jobless. Some of us are just annoyed by being jobless, but here this night, as we know, we were being interacted by many people, and they were just saying about the solution. Actually, it's really good and it's really creative and innovational. And I can just say, much thanks to Mr. Julius.
It was so inspiring. It was so touching into our hearts. Like Fred. I had it before. I had it like sometimes you find yes, you have a talent, you have an idea, but when it comes to put into implementation, it's a challenge. But today I have seen people giving us a platform so where you can share the ideas, where you can put into actions for what we sought for. So it was so interesting to me, and I'd wish whoever have got the idea here, I will put into implementation later. So we have seen people sharing their ideas, their stories, where they have come from. But today we're seeing what they have happy families, happy home. So we hope we young generation today, we hope that next coming we see the better impact from us. The message I got, one of the guy called Eric Mrenzi, he's a businessman. So he just hinted about how he bought 4 plots of land when he was at university. So, and I was like being challenged about that. So it gave me an assignment of way about saving. So the little thing I get, I save it so that I can buy something that is so tangible. So that's one of the things I've got.
Yeah, storytelling night was really inspiring. It was beautiful to hear from different people, their journey of life, challenges, but also how they overcame. So I think everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has a story to tell. But this time was very good for me to sit down and listen from other people, what they walked through and how progressively, how they have reached where they are.
One of the speakers tonight, I don't think it matters much that I spoke, but what I heard it was more important. And for me, briefly, I can say storytelling is like raising the dead inside of a living person. Because people are living, but there's something dead inside of them. When you hear these kind of stories of different kind of background, you realize people are missing out. Potentials are dead. A lot of talents, a lot of people have so much fear that need to be shut down to rise up. And from speaking to other people, interacting with them, you figure out people are bold now. Everybody think they are thinking of starting something they've been afraid of starting. So this is a great night. I didn't think it's gonna turn out this way, but I realized that people are coming back to life for real. Because I love inspiring people, but it wasn't just me. I saw another group of people who are more even inspired, who inspired me also. But interacting with the listeners is really made something happening in their lives. And that was my expectation because, it's a storytelling. I've been telling stories for so many years, but I was wondering, can Rwanda be inspired? Can anybody who lives in Rwanda, maybe a foreigner, can be inspired? That's been my passion, but I start to see it happening through other people. So that's my takeout, and I'm so happy that this is happening.
I love to hear everyone's stories. I loved it so much. I love to hear, like I said when I was out there, even my husband, we've been married for many, many years, and still I learn things from his story tonight. As many times I've heard his story. So just to be able to sit and to hear someone's testimony, we always relate. When you hear someone else, you identify with this person, you identify, and there's always so much encouragement, inspiration. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I heard today, a friend told me about, there's a library, I don't remember which country. There's a library you go to, and there's no books, there's people. You sit down and you hear their story. And there's so much wealth and information just hearing the stories of people. I think it's when we feel most human, when we hear other people's stories and we relate. I think just start somewhere, right? Just start somewhere, find a relate. The easiest way to start telling your story is to, when you identify, you see something in someone else that you're like, I recognize that. You go and you share with that person, you find a connection. You find you can encourage one another, right? You gain more confidence, and you look around. Anytime you see someone and you relate with them and say, let's talk. We have that bond together, right? And the confidence grows.